Good morning and welcome to the Reading and Lehigh. Today I wanted to talk about a problem I've been having with my layout and show you how I am working to solve it. If you're like me, you're still a relatively new model railroader, and this may seem like a somewhat stupid question that you're afraid to ask your more knowledgeable peers. Here's a quick flyover of Reading Yard. And what we're going to talk about today are gaps in the sleepers of your tracks. This happens when you have to remove the sleepers between switches, and even on flex track where you have to join it together, and you want everything to be formless and seamless as you're putting your ballast together. So I'm going to show you what I've figured out and how to fix this. So if you're like me, you have a lot of little pieces laying around your layout, perhaps in a pile, perhaps you're going to put them together to make a pile of ties, and these are the individual sleeper pieces that you have. More often than not, you'll probably have a strip of them, 3, 4, or many deep. Especially if you have scrap track left over, you probably have quite a few of them. So each of these rail ties has a raised indentation on it, which would normally be where the track pins would go. That's what it's simulating. So in order to reuse these and put them under the track that you've already laid, you generally have to remove them. Now, yes, there is a way to, obviously pull the rails back and shove it in and try to align everything. I'm not that good. And if you're watching this far, you're probably not either. So you can still, use them and make your layout look a little bit better. I generally will utilize a small X-Acto knife, or alternately a sanding block. They both will get exactly the same job done. Now, you can do this, as I said, one of two ways. You can utilize a knife or a pair of pliers for safety, and then what you're going to do is cut off the simulated track clamps, which is very simple. Just go along the grade of the top of the ties, and voila. And then flip it in your pliers, again being safe, cut away from you always. Utilize the X-Acto knife. And now, this may be very hard to see in the rather crappy phone that I'm recording this on, but the tie is now completely smooth on both top and bottom. And of course that's necessary, especially if you want to put this under the rails where the joiners are. So bear with me a second. I'm going to flip the phone so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so here we see part of the Reading and Lehigh caboose track, and you can see right here there is a gap where for whatever reason I had to remove one of the underlying ties. And this is the try to get it in focus. There we go. The tie that we just made. So now, because those clips have been moved, I can simply slide it under the rails. I have to push down a little bit to get it. Nope, correction. That is not the right spot I wanted to use because I only removed one side. Let's go up here. Same thing. So just going to slide it in under the rails and position it evenly. You don't need any glue or anything yet. And now it looks just like its friends on top and bottom. So when I put the ballast in, you won't be able to tell that that is a replacement tie. If you look over here at the yard tracks for Reading Yard, it, I must say, generally looks okay. The reality is that most of these tracks were originally missing quite a few of the ties, because for yard tracks, I admit, I was reusing a lot of scrap and leftover track material. So I was able to get this relatively decent profile using the method that I just showed you. It's not perfect, and it's not the best, but if you're a budget model railroader like me, then it may just be the best situation, or solution rather, for your problem. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and as Tom Jacobs says, keep it in notch 8.